Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's video is a project share and I want to preface this video by saying I can't cook. So by the title of this video you probably saw that this is an upcycled or altered recipe box. So since I can't cook, I have no shame saying I can't cook, and my poor husband, bless his heart, I don't know how we're still married, but I had a recipe box in my cupboard that I've not used. It was covered in grease. So I pulled that down because you know how when you're watching YouTube tutorials and you really want to make that project, so you jot down on whatever scrap piece of paper you have next to you the recipe, the paper crafting recipe. So I found that I had all of these sheets of paper laying around with random work stuff and recipe stuff and swap stuff and just no rhyme or reason. Now, in our already cluttered craft rooms, this is a nightmare. And I don't know how many recipes I have lost because of this, just jotting them down and then misplacing it or throwing it away accidentally. So what I decided to do was create a recipe box for my paper crafting recipes. And this is what I came up with. Now, before I show it, I wanted it to look hodgepodge and jumbled, if you will. That's just how my mind works sometimes. I wanted it to look collagey. And I wanted it to be a focal point, so I would refer to it often. So this is the recipe box. And all I did was use the Target little paint in the teal color. And this was like a 2-day process for me. I started it yesterday morning. I did one coat, and because it was an ugly wood color, that was kind of like a primer coat. So I came in this morning, put the second coat on, and then tonight I began embellishing it. And I laid the paper pieces down first. These were just scraps that I literally had in a box. So overall I was able to use up a lot of little scraps during doing this. And I'm very happy with what I came up with. So on the top here it does say crafty recipes. And like I said, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. So again, that's the little front side, and I'll keep this on my craft desk next to me. And these are the cards that I created. I'll probably put a little liner inside the box, but for my cards, all I did was, using that large amount of craft paper that I have, I cut these. I assumed that this was 4x6. I did not measure it, so if you have one laying around that you want to upcycle, just measure your dimensions in here. I assumed it was 4x6 because it's kind of large. So I cut the outside mat at 4x6, and then I just took little index cards and I cut those down to 5x3. And again, I used scraps, scrap stickers, scrap washi from what Pen Pals had sent me, and I came up with these recipe cards. So you could totally do this as a custom recipe box with matching recipe cards and give it as a gift. Like, I would totally use that, again, if I could cook. But I can't cook. Bless my soul, from a southern state, and I can't cook. But it is what it is. I've accepted it. So this first recipe is a lollipop stand. And I'm going to go back and put who the creator was, just in case I want to go back and look at the video. And that's another thing, like when I'm in my craft room, My YouTube in here is not as strong, like the Wi-Fi is not as strong on this side of the house. So it would be very hard for me to refer to these videos if I did want to do the project right then. So the lollipop stand is from a lady on YouTube, Crafty something by Deanna. She does a lot of craft fair ideas, and I like a lot of her things. Now, I would never do a craft fair because I can't make things in bulk like that, but she does a lot of things that I would consider gift ideas. So this is a lollipop stand template, and this one is a mini album folio that I really want to do. I'll probably film this tomorrow. And I got this recipe from Serena B. And then a hot cocoa pack, really simple, but you know, with all the things that we have to remember on a daily basis, there's no way I could remember some of these. So even though this is super simple, it just helps to have it written down. And this also leaves room for additional simple projects too. So it doesn't have to just be only one, or you could totally do another index card on the back. But the hot cocoa pocket also came from Deanna's channel. The Santa's reindeer food, again, this is a simple thing. I knew about this. I mean, I think I made this when I was in kindergarten myself and took it home and put it in the front yard, yada yada. But it just helps me to see things physically, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I could make that. So that also came from Deanna's channel. 3x3 note cards. These I made recently, and I went ahead and took the recipe off of a scrap sheet of paper so I could throw that away. I don't know who that came from, but that's an easy one. Also, the 1.5 by 12 rosettes. I've yet to make one of these. Again, another simple recipe, but it helps to have it written down. And so far, those are all of the recipes that I had laying around. I'm sure as I watch videos, I will continue to add to this, as I think I cut 15 of these to start with. And yeah, they just fit in here quite nicely from front to back. And this would also be a good idea if you made these, you know, recipe cards in like a memory dex card style. You could totally add tabs to these. You could organize this for holiday projects or different mini album recipes. You know, whatever your heart's desire, you can totally customize this. And funny enough, I didn't look on YouTube to see if there were any altered recipe boxes for crafty recipes. So I'll do a little bit more of a close-up, just again using a bunch of scraps. I'm super happy that I was able to get rid of some of these scraps that I had laying around. It also helps to get rid of things, and that helps my other video, Crafty Empties. So I'm getting a good little stash going for the month of November. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have an altered recipe box or have an idea similar to this, let me know. Send me a link down in the comment section below, or leave me a tip there. Also, if you guys decide to take that old greasy recipe box out of your cupboard and put it to use, let me know. I would love to know if I've inspired anyone. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Much love.